Bro, I'm telling you, it was out.
These niggas prayed on my downfall.
We interrupt this program to prescribe you with 1,000 milligrams of red vitamins.
Right here, right now, it's the right time, it's the right sound, right now, right now. Tell the whole pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down. Tell the nigga pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down.
What's good, shout around? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
Bro, I'm telling you, it was out.
These niggas prayed on my downfall. I'm on 10.
All right, so as you guys can see, this is one of the biggest black pills that you will ever see or experience in life. This African brother here, apparently the backstory is he recently moved from Africa. He might be one of these illegal aliens and he comes to an American club. Now, the culture in Africa is a lot different. The relationship between men and women is extremely, women complain about the patriarchy here, but in Africa, oh, it's way worse. So there's more of an entitlement to the female body in Africa and other third world countries than there is in America. So you can see that he's pressing his luck. He's trying these women. He's pressing up. He's saying, hey, baby mama, well, what? He's tapping them and stuff like that. And they're looking at him and he's I'm talking about incredibly ugly, incredibly unattractive. For one, he's four-eyed. For two, he is fat. For three, his teeth are very messed up. For four, his face is just, asymmetrical. For five, he got BBs in his head. For six, the way he dresses, especially when he's that fat, does not compliment him. For seven, he's super dark skinned. Let's just keep it a buck. And I'm a dark skinned guy, but he's super, super black. So if you're going to be super, super black, you have to be super duper handsome, okay? And everybody knows this, but nobody wants to say it. They just want to hide behind the guise of, oh, my black is beautiful and da-da-da-da. But let's keep it a buck. When women see dark-skinned men, if you are not handsome, you're dusty, you're burnt, you're charcoal black, you purple black. That is going to be the things that you hear as a dark-skinned man. And, I'm pretty chocolate. Like, I'm dark-skinned, but I'm actually, like, to the point where, like, I could turn into an amber type color if I'm out in the sun. This guy, he's completely black. He is like black as oil, okay? His skin is black as oil. And yes, black skin is beautiful, but it's only beautiful on beautiful people. So if you're going to be ugly and you're going to be dark skinned, that's going to put you in an extreme disadvantage when it comes to dating women, especially black women, especially dark skinned women, because dark skinned women like light-skinned men, and light-skinned men like dark-skinned women or white girls. It really can go either way with that, but that's how things are going down in 2024. And you want to talk about colorism? Look at the colorism here. They're not even giving the guy a chance. He can't say anything. He can't do anything. Look at the disgust in their face when he asks them. They're scared of him. They're afraid of him. Women are afraid of ugly men. This is what you have to understand. It's not even the fact that they don't want to have sex with you. Yes, they don't want to have sex with you, but they're afraid of you. You're frightening to them. Even if you're not a violent, dangerous person, just the fact that you're so ugly, she is going to be afraid of you as if you're some beast or some animal. And that's how these women are treating this man. But, you know, let it be an ugly, dark-skinned woman and men were doing the same thing to her, then they would have all the smoke and say, oh, well, black men are colorist, black men are... Well, what about these women? They're being very colorist. And I know he's ugly. I already acknowledge he's ugly. But I guarantee if he was light-skinned, he'd had a lot better odds. Period. And, I mean, you can argue with your mama all day long, but if you've ever dated in the black community and you've been to black schools, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I would say 50% of them denying him is because he's dark-skinned, like super dark-skinned. That's 50% of it. The other 50% is that, what I'd say, the other 25% is that he's short and fat. And then the other 25% is he's incredibly ugly. He's incredibly hideous. But, I mean, he could work on himself for sure. He can get the teeth. I don't know if he can get them straightened up at this point. They look pretty sharky to me. So, I mean, he could probably upgrade to some veneers. You know, get that African scammer money and upgrade to veneers. Get his weight in check. X-nay on the glasses, okay? Get rid of the glasses. Get some contacts. And that would make him I would say, he'd still be massively ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. But he could get into the Malcolm tier. He could get into the Malcolm tier. But he's got to do a lot more work on himself. And he's got to work with what he's got, okay? You can't change your skin tone. Let's keep it a buck, okay? And I'm not advocating for people wanting to change their skin tone. But let's be honest. 50% of the reason why these women are rejecting him is because he's super duper black. And most black women are not going to lay down with a man seriously because they, you know, I mean, you hear it from your grandmas and aunties. Mine, personally, my parents didn't speak like this, but I've heard other black parents speak like this, saying, oh, you know, don't spend so much time in the sun, you getting blacker, and everybody, and I'll say this on YouTube, and then all the black people in comments will act like they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And then I'll get on Instagram in the Shade Room comments, and they'll be like, yeah, our mamas used to do that, our aunties used to do that, and then now that I'm reflecting as a older adult, you know, my black is beautiful, and da-da-da-da-da, and like, the cognitive dissonance is so crazy. But, I mean, it is what it is. That's the reality that we're living in today. But this brother, he has a potential to be a Malcolm. He would be a lower tier Malcolm, massively ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. But he could get into the Malcolm tier and maybe increase his odds of dating black women in 2024.
You're signing these papers.
This is her decision to get divorced, so why should I pay for her daughter that's not mine biologically? I took care of her.
Give us
Okay.
15 and we'll figure this out.
You just thrown away 7 years of being in your daughter's
You're throwing away
life.
7
You
years.
raised her.
This was your idea,
You
not mine.
raised
This
together.
is your idea, not mine. Was it not your idea to get divorced?
We're not getting anywhere. Let's just take 15 minutes to cool off.
How you don't want to take care of Charlotte?
Yo, you being unprofessional.
How you don't want to help me take care of
You're very
Charlotte?
unprofessional.
So what am I supposed to
Talk
tell
to your
Charlotte?
lawyer.
So what am I supposed to tell her?
Hey,
You just
quit
walking
pointing
out of
at
her
me.
life completely.
Yes, I
That's
am.
fucked up.
I'm closing this chapter in my life. You want a divorce? I'm closing the chapter on you and Charlotte. I'm not
You
taking
never
care of
wondered
neither one of
why
y'all.
I wanted the divorce? You never asked me why I wanted the divorce.
Okay, you got a
You don't think
divorce.
it's something that you did wrong?
I ain't do nothing wrong.
Women
That's
don't
why I'm
want a
not
divorce
taking
for
care
no
of you and
reason.
Charlotte. I ain't do nothing wrong. You just walking away because you probably got a dude. You probably got a dude or something. I don't know what's going
If I
on.
had a dude, I wouldn't be asking you for no.
But check this out. I'm not about to take care of you. Meet somebody else. He gonna do the same thing that I was doing. Come in there and play daddy for your daughter. Play daddy like I've been playing daddy for all these years. And then I'm not about to pay for stuff, and then she gets stuff from two.
Woo! So you see the little skit that's going. This is obviously a skit, but it pretty much manifests in the real world. You have women who have either practiced paternity fraud, or maybe they brought in another child and they're having a different man who's not biologically related to that child pay the expenses for that child. This is something that happens often in the black community, okay? I mean, in other communities as well. But since we have the highest rate of single mothers, we do have the biggest stepdaddies. Now, I know back in the day, I used to say white men were the biggest stepdaddies. And traditionally, you could say that, yes, that is potentially true. But when you look deeper and you dig into the numbers and what actually makes sense, yes, white men are more likely to cuck themselves, like meaning they're dealing with a woman who's like, you know, been unfaithful to them and they'll keep dealing with her. That's something that they do. But black men definitely are the #1 stepdaddies, and unfortunately, because of our marital rates, it's by far. So you'll have a lot of black men in this situation where they raise the child from birth, basically, and it's not their biological kid. And when they break up with that woman or divorce that woman who used that man to help raise her kids, they want spousal support. They want child support. They want money for a child that is not theirs. And we all know that 40% of DNA tests that occur, or paternity tests that occur, result in the father not actually, or the father who thought he was the father not actually being the father. 40%. Okay, so imagine the ones that are not being tested. Imagine the ones that are not being reported. It's a much higher number. So hey man, you got to avoid these situations. If you're going to date a single mom, for one, you don't need to adopt the child. Never sign any papers making yourself the legal guardian. You're going to screw yourself, literally, especially in 2024. Unless you're going to put some more babies in her, and then it's going to be like, okay, now you're paying child support on more kids, but that at least would, make you feel better about raising some other guy's child. At least I got 2 of mine right here, and this is their brother, so I want to keep the family, brother or sister, I want to keep the family together. That's the logic, the train of logic that you can go through in your mind. But in all actuality, I would avoid doing the single mother thing, and then I will also avoid adopting and putting your name as the legal parent for the child, because it's such a scam nowadays. Women know the game, they know the scam, and they're making the plays, man. The average marriage lasts 7 years in the United States, so they understand. Boom, 5 years, 7 years, I'm out of there, and I'm getting spousal support, I'm getting alimony, I'm getting child support, I'm getting all of these things that I shouldn't be entitled to, because we're supposed to live in an equal society now where women can work for themselves, but they still are choosing to siphon off a man's resources in order to raise children that are not biologically his. But you already know what it is. It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship request to the email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp, so I know you're paying your tithes, man. Y'all need to be in your mark for getting with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.